Everyone, it's Hedgie back after a long. Oh boy. After about a 4-month absence, because of health and family issues. And happy stream anniversary to me. This is a couple days early, but everybody's doing Halloween things, and this is a convenient time for me to stream. And Pink Pig is joining us today in costume as Stitch for Halloween. You're buying that, right? As some of you know, we are in the middle of moving, and so we've got a lot of things boxed up. Apparently, Pink Pig is one of them. So, hey, Belle, how are you doing there? Everybody, welcome in. Hi, Tina Bug, welcome in. And welcome in my buddy Tom and anybody else that might be not speaking. So this is my 1-year stream anniversary. Yeah, I took some time off, but it is, however, the 1-year anniversary of my first stream. And we've got our kitchen packed up and everything, so I'm doing something that really doesn't require a lot of cooking per se. But when I was working, I used to have the hardest time between my food issues and the long hours I worked, getting breakfasts and lunches that both wouldn't hurt me and wouldn't be, same old, disgusting and unappealing, another sandwich. And I tried taking frozen TV dinners for a while, but my food allergies got in the way, and then I read about things called refrigerator oatmeal, which is an overnight oatmeal, and it is cold. And I also read about something called mason jar salads. I was very skeptical because if you're going to cut up your salad and put it in a jar and have everything in it, surely that wouldn't hold very long. I mean, you put any kind of salad together and it doesn't really seem, it doesn't look like it. If you put your bag of salad in the refrigerator a couple days, it starts to turn brown. And so I was very skeptical, but I found out through experimentation that this actually works. You can put I can't be heard? Is that just... Okay. Okay. It's just Tom that can't hear me then. Sorry, Tom. Anyway, so this is the... I read about how to do this, and you get a 32-ounce, 1 quart, mason jar or cur jar. Wide mouth is good because you can get into it easily. And what you do is you need to layer the ingredients in a certain order so that the parts of it, wow, this does not want to come off. There we go. Certain parts of it are segregated from each other, like the wet products are on the bottom, the lettuce is on the top. You pack it in and you screw the lid on, and they will hold for 7 days. It's amazing. Hey Drag, hey Fox, how are you doing? Welcome in. As I said, this is my stream anniversary. Welcome. And I am going to be making, well, I'm actually only going to be making 2 salads, but you can do the same amount. You can do any amount in the same amount of time. You just need to get yourself your mason jars and lids. And then you just need to prepare all of the things that you're going to put in it and layer it up. And then you seal the jar just by screwing it on, put it in the refrigerator. And when you need to get ready in the morning, you get your lunch bag, you get a breakfast jar, you get a lunch jar, throw in a drink, you're ready. And what you've got is healthy, inexpensive, nutritious, tasty food without any trouble in the morning. There's no delay. So, hi Nomad, you're in here too, eh? Welcome in. It's nice to see you. Thank you for the happy anniversaries. Can we get shout outs for absolutely everybody because they all stream? We're very into nepotism in this, where, you know, pretty much everybody that watches is also a streamer. So that's nice. I am going to start with the breakfast things. And so to do that, what I have got are, these are 16-ounce jars. And the first thing you need to do is, however many you're going to be making, you take those and set them up and line them up like little soldiers. And these are also wide mouth, because wide mouth rocks when you're talking about actually eating out of the container. And you just take the tops off. You can get plastic 2-piece top or 1-piece tops for these relatively cheaply from Amazon or Walmart or something like that. Okay, you then set these aside. And this, I have already got the recipes posted in my Discord, so you can take a look. Okay, Reigning Rampage, welcome in. I recognize you, as you said, as Badass Mama. Nice to see you again. Let me see. Okay, so I have got the recipes for this posted already in Discord, and I will post additional recipes for the oatmeal and for the salads. I'm going to be making 2 salads today. I'm going to be making a vegetarian taco salad, and I am going to be making a shrimp Louie, which is basically a fancy shrimp salad that is served here on the West Coast. I don't know if it goes over the rest of the country, but it's pretty popular here. They also have a crab Louie, which uses crab meat. Thanks, Rampage. That's really nice to be missed. I have really missed streaming, but family and my health came first. So anyway, we have these 16-ounce jars. I am going to be making a cinnamon chocolate breakfast yogurt oatmeal, and I am going to be making a peach cobbler breakfast oatmeal. And as usual, these can be adapted for those of you who need to have low fat by using low fat or non-fat yogurt and low fat or non-fat milk. And if you need to have lactose free items, if you only drink your almond milk or oat milk or something like that, you can sub the milk with that, and they have soy milk, oat milk, and almond milk yogurts that you can substitute. But I don't have that problem, fortunately. It's one of the few I don't have, so I'm kind of happy about that. Now I'm going to start out. The measurements are really simple. They are all equal. So to make this, you need to measure out about a 1/4 cup. Oops. I needed to take my phone clip off my dress. Apparently it was flashing. Anyway, we've got, I like the cinnamon oatmeal from Seneca. I don't know if that goes out of the area. The Seneca plants are out here in Washington. And I like it better than treetop or Mott's, basically. I like to get the cinnamon because it adds a little bit of extra flavor to what I'm doing. And you take these little pots, which is about 1/3. It's about 1/3 of a cup. So you take the oatmeal and you just empty it here. Here's another one. You can use regular oatmeal for this. They've got strawberry oatmeal if you'd like to put strawberries, and you can then mix it up with strawberry yogurt and strawberry bits, either dehydrated, or you can do it with fresh strawberries or frozen strawberries. Both work. Um, there's a variety of different ones, but the applesauce, the cinnamon isn't really strong, so I add a little bit extra. And if you just add the cinnamon and apples to it with vanilla, you tend to come out with something that tastes a little bit like apple pie, which I really like. So that works. And we have those three set up now. And then we will take, this is a vanilla yogurt, and it's a low-fat one. You can make it with full fat if you can find it. You can make it with non-fat yogurt if you need to have no fat. And that's okay. We're just going to take pictures of this with my phone, just without that. And I don't have a spoon. Hang on a second while Andrew goes and gets me a spoon. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can use dairy-free yogurt. You can use the Silk soy milk yogurt. You can use the oat milk yogurt I've seen. All of this works. You can use oat milk, soy milk, almond milk yogurt. All of that works with this. And it's just whatever your preference is. Alrighty. I have got spoons. So I'm just going to use this as a measuring cup because I know what size it is. And this is, like I said, it's a low-fat vanilla yogurt. You can also use the low sugar ones. And you just tip that in. And the thing I like about this, it's the yogurt and milk and applesauce all blend together, so it's just kind of like yogurt in and of itself. And the oats that you put in here, they aren't cooked, and so they retain some of their texture, so they have kind of a chewy texture. They're not really gooey. If you need, if you have problems getting enough water drank, you can add a teaspoon of chia seeds, which you can get in the grocery stores now, to this, and the chia seeds will absorb some of the liquid from in here, and then it carries it further and gets digested in your gut, so you get extra liquid that you would otherwise not get. Okay, so I'm done with the yogurt now. Then we take the oats, and these are what did I put in before the yogurt? That was applesauce. So it is a third of a cup of applesauce, a third of a cup of yogurt, going to be a third of a cup of Quaker oats, and I am just going to go ahead and use one of these cups. And these are the same oats that you would buy if you were going to make oatmeal cookies. So it's just a thing of oats. And you pour that in here and all over the table. What was that? Hey, Glitter Kitten, welcome in. Welcome to my stream anniversary. I am making refrigerator oatmeal and mason jar salads so that people can pack themselves some healthier options for lunches when they want to. So that is in that cup. And then at this point, because I like cinnamon, oh dear. Hey, Water Lily, welcome in. Happy to have you here on my stream anniversary. I add a dash of extra cinnamon here because I like cinnamon. And it goes well with the vanilla, and it goes well with the peaches I'm going to be adding in here to make the peach ones. Okay, and I have got some Hershey's cocoa here. Do I have a question? No. Okay. Sweet Reverie. Hi, Sweet. How are you doing? Welcome into my stream anniversary. And for this natural unsweetened cocoa powder, you only want to add about half a teaspoon. It'll add a touch of cocoa flavor to it, but it will not be really overpowering. Now at this point, we need to get the milk into it. And again, it's an equal measure. So we take the milk, we pour it into this container, which is approximately a third of a cup. And you add that on top of the applesauce, the yogurt, and the oatmeal. And then take the lids and put them back on. I'm not done with these yet, but take the lids and put them back on because now you need to do the mixing. And if you're making these for your kids, have them give us a little bit of a hand here. They'll probably like putting these together. They're kind of fun. And you basically take and turn them upside down and you shake them. And this mixes them together. It's about that simple. Now, because I like to add extra protein to what I'm doing, I add nuts to this. I add walnuts because I like it with the flavors I've got put together in here. I need to double check this. I think this is another. Yeah, it is. Okay. It goes good with the apple pie. It goes good with the peach flavor I'm going to be putting in here to make kind of a peach and cinnamon cobbler flavor. You can add pecans if you want. You can even add either protein powder or peanut butter powder. That goes pretty good, especially if you're going to put bananas in here. I think the bananas turn a little mushy, so I avoid them. Now, when you open this back up again to add the rest of what you're going to do, if it looks a little too thick, and this doesn't, this looks just about right. It looks kind of runny at the moment, but that's because the milk hasn't absorbed. If it looks a little dry to you, you can add another tablespoon of milk. I am going to take, these are walnuts. They were supposed to be pieces, but they brought me halves. So I need it to be a little bit smaller than that. And just give it kind of a light chop so that you don't have giant chunks of walnuts. And you're probably adding, I don't know, an ounce or two of walnuts in here just to add a little bit of extra taste. And so that's the walnuts into this one. And I'm just going to leave them on the top in this case. That's the one that was shaken up. And if you are using these, you can put a label on the top or write right on it. This is the apple walnut one. And here is the one that is going to get peaches in it. And as you can see, it's quite fluid here. It's actually quite fluid at this stage. Um, you take, I have some diced peaches and fruit juice, which I have drained the fruit juice out of. And I am going to put, well, most of that container in there because why not? And you just leave the fruit on top. Screw the top down just finger tight. Didn't add any nuts to that. I can go back and do that. I've got another thing of peaches here. I need to drain the juice out of it. Hold on just a moment. Okay. So here's the peaches out of that one. And then I will get some more walnuts out because I do want walnuts in here with these. I need all the protein I can get. Since I mostly eat vegetarian, a lot of the things are kind of iffy on the protein sources. So I add the extra protein in here with walnuts. Like I said, peanut butter banana. You can add chocolate chips to this if you want to do a peanut butter chocolate chip. Or bananas, the peanut butter bananas. That would be my stream tech coming and taking his due. He usually takes some of the food and says it is a food tax for having set everything up. And once again, you just put this right on top. Yeah, you need to have it. You need to make it at least in the night before. You do not. It needs to sit overnight in the refrigerator, about 8 hours. So you're okay if you do it the night before. I tended to make these in the afternoon. Doesn't matter, but these will last in your refrigerator 4 to 6 days. So you can do all of your preparation 4 to 6 days. I find if you put bananas in here, they don't last that long. The bananas get kind of mushy. So I like using the fruits like strawberries or peaches. You can make it with pears. You can make it with fruit cocktail if you want. And there's your breakfast. You put this in the refrigerators and you let them sit at least overnight. And in the morning, they will have thickened up to a sort of pudding-like consistency. You give them a stir to mix everything through here when you want to eat them. And there's your breakfast. You've got oatmeal, yogurt, applesauce, and milk in here, along with fruit, whatever seasonings you want to put in there. You know, more you can put in pumpkin and put pumpkin's pie spice in here. You can put in raisins, anything you like. I'm going to be posting a lot more recipes for this in my recipes from stream. And so you guys can pick up others or whatever it is you'd like to do. And those now are ready. They can be eaten tomorrow morning, starting tomorrow morning. So, let me see. For the yogurt, we have got protein of 8 grams, and you have got, let's see, a serving of this is, this is about another 8, so you've got 16 grams of protein plus the milk's protein in here, so that's not bad. You're probably going to have about 20 grams of protein per breakfast. And like I said, you can make this with oat milk or soy milk or non-fat milk if you need to be avoiding fat, like some of the people that I've been talking to. And if you need to have, you can just sub it in. You get the soy milk version of of yogurt, which actually tastes pretty good. I don't like almond milk, but they do make almond milk yogurt. I know they make oat milk yogurt as well. So you can use all of those to sub in and make it to suit your diet. And yes, you can make it with blueberries. Just add, actually, blueberries and cinnamon go really well together. So I would continue to try it with the cinnamon applesauce. It just adds a little bit extra to what you're doing. As a matter of fact, when I make blueberry pies, I use cinnamon in it because it just goes so beautifully together. And the amount that they put in the applesauce really isn't very much. It just adds just a little bit of spice. And I use vanilla yogurt over plain because, once again, vanilla is a sweet spice, and it will actually sweeten what you're eating without sugar. And if I wasn't doing it on stream, yeah, prep for all of this would take about a half an hour. And I'm already moving on to the salads at this point. So we have got 2 jars here. And the first thing you want to do, I'm going to be making a taco salad, which is made with garbanzo beans or chickpeas instead of meat, because right now I can't eat meat. If you want to have meat in this, be it turkey or beef or pork, whatever it is you have that's taco seasoning that's left over or made for this, 5 jars will have about a pound and a quarter of meat in it, between the 5. So it's a division there. Once again, you want to take and lay out your jars, and these are 32-ounce jars. You can obviously make larger if you want, but this makes a pretty big salad. I have both a largemouth. This is a largemouth one. You see how it's straight like this? And I have the regular jar. I use both. Obviously, the large jar is a little easier for mixing the salad because when I make these, I put them together, I take them with me, and I mix them with a fork right here in the jar. I don't take them out of it. So this is both a container for the food and basically it's serving dish. So take these, put them out of the way. I am going to move. This, by the way, is Pink Pig in her costume of Stitch. Pink Pig! Yay! You all believe that, right? Okay, so I have got a mixing bowl here. And the first thing I'm going to do is make the dressing for this. And that is half sour cream and half tomatillo salsa, which is made by blending green bell pepper and green tomatillo, some pickled jalapenos, some onion, some lime juice, and blending it smooth. And that makes it just a little bit of spice. And that's 8 ounces of that. You can make it with any, this is very mild. You can make this with any canned salsa that you want to make. And let's see. Trying to see what this is doing. Okay. No, I didn't prep it on stream for this. I made it ahead of time. I have a lot of problems with pre-made foods because they put garlic in it. So, and I didn't really want to do a stream where I was using the blender because the blender's packed. Like I said, we're moving. So I am going to add 8 ounces now of sour cream. Once again, you can use fat-free sour cream. You can use low-fat sour cream. You can use the sour cream that is made non-dairy. That's out there now, which is nice. You can either get the Tofutti brand, which is actually silken tofu, which greatly increases the amount of protein that you'll have in your food. Or you can use the other brands. Where did I put the lid? I got it. I lost the lid. Oh, there it is. Okay. And what I want to do now is take and mix this up, because this will loosen up the sour cream and make it into more of a dressing. At this point, I would also add some chili powder to it, because I tend not to add taco seasoning to my taco salads. If you have leftover taco meat, or if you want to take 1.25 pounds of hamburger and a package of your favorite taco seasonings, prepare that as usual. You can use non-flavored Greek yogurt. You can use plain Greek yogurt in this instead. That works too. You can also, once again, if you are restricting your fats, you can also get the fat-free plain yogurts and use that. It's very similar. If you can't, this is going to call for cheese. If you can't have regular cheese, again, you can use the vegan cheeses. I know they have very non-fat cheeses as well. So you can, or very low fat, you can do that. Or you can just leave the cheese out if you don't really care about cheese in your tacos. So I'm going to get this mixed a little bit smoother than this. And what you're going to use for the way I like to eat it, where it's pretty much coated with the salad dressing and every leaf, I use about 2 ounces of this in each container. So that goes in first. The trick of a mason jar salad is you always have the wettest ingredients on the bottom. So you start out first with whatever dressing you're going to have. And I am going to take the jar here. And so that's about 1/4 cup if you want to actually measure it in a cup instead of just spooning it in. I know about how high that goes up in here. It seems like kind of a lot, but I add more dressing of this than any other kind of dressing I use. And then take it down in the bottom. Good night, Nomad. Thanks for stopping in. Go ahead and check my bod afterwards if you want to see how the salad turned out. All right, so I've got the dressing in that one. Now I'm going to move that aside. Move back on that. And the next wettest thing you have in this is probably the garbanzo beans, which I'm searching for now. And I don't see. Oh, they're in the black thing. Okay. All right. So the next thing we put in here, and this is going to be about 2 ounces or 1/4 cup of garbanzo beans. So I put those in there next. And what this basically does is it keeps the wet ingredients together. The wet ingredients are not going to get upset by being next to something wet. And you put increasingly dry ingredients in as you go up. And they create a barrier against the wet ingredients. And it makes it so that your dry ingredients, like your lettuce, don't get wet. If you keep it from getting wet, the lettuce will not wilt. Not in a week. And it's resisting me. So, and I am using grape tomatoes for this. And I'm going to cut them in half to put them in here because these ones are kind of big. And again, this is probably only going to be about 2 ounces worth of grape tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes. Plum tomatoes work too if you want to dice them. They're obviously wetter if you do that. And that's the protein sources, those garbanzo beans for this salad. If you were not using garbanzo beans, if you were using the meat at this point, you would have put in these tomatoes as the first layer. Now I've got the tomatoes in there. And the next thing I'm going to put in here is avocado because I like avocado. Why did Pink Pig go off? Oh, bits. Oh, thank you for the bits, Rampage. That's very kind of you. I appreciate every little gift you guys give us. All right, so I'm going to take some diced avocado and put it in here because I like avocado, even knowing that these avocado will likely have a living tar beat out of them when they get mixed up. Still has a nice taste. And for 5 jars, I usually use about 2 avocados. Some people don't like avocado, just leave it out. And because I like olives, I'm going to put olives in here. Again, if you're watching your sodium, obviously you wouldn't do that. Olives are little salt bombs. And see, it already is about half of a jar when it's all poofed up. So you will need to be careful of that because it's very easy to add this and add that and add something else until your whole jar is filled up and then you have no lettuce in it. Oh, I'm going to use scissors because that would just be smarter than me cutting towards my hand. I have got shredded Colby Jack here. You can use whatever cheese you want. You can use a vegan cheddar. You can use mozzarella, which is a very low-fat cheese. You can leave cheese out if you don't like cheese. For that matter, if you don't like sour cream on your tacos, you can also leave the sour cream out and just use salsa. So it's very customizable. Okay. Should have opened this up before stream. Ah, right. Okay. So now you want to add just sort of a pinch of the cheese to this, probably about an ounce. And at this point, you can use the cheese that I'm using, or pardon me, the lettuce I'm using here, which is Hearts of Romaine. And it is somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of a heart per jar. Although the way I've stuffed these, it won't be that much. And you take and you clean them and you dry them. We'll move this off to the side. And then you just cut this in about probably a 1/2 inch cut. Parmesan might be good. Yeah, you could use Parmesan in it instead. And you just make it so that the lettuce is fairly finely chopped. We can use iceberg for this if you like as well. I just like this really well. And then you take the lettuce and just start stuffing it into the top here. And more lettuce will go in this than you think, because this is kind of a packed salad. It is something where you take and push the lettuce down because what you're doing is taking up all the air room in the jar. And that was about 2/3 of a head of the salad. And then you just take and you screw the lid on it. Here's your salad. And you put this in the refrigerator, and for the next 6 days, you can get this out, and the lettuce will be green. It will be crunchy. It won't have any of the browning on it. And when you go to open your salad, when you're going to eat it, you just open it, and I use a fork basically, and I start pushing down on one side, and it lifts up the other. And as you do that, just continue to mix it, and it takes about 10 minutes to do it, but it will mix the whole salad up in here, and then you can just eat it out of here, or you can have like a disposable plate or something, empty it out onto there, and then mix it there. But there's your taco salad. So for your daily meal thing, you look in the refrigerator, you get out an applesauce yogurt thing here, a refrigerator oatmeal of whatever flavor. You grab your jar of salad and get yourself a drink and throw an apple in here, and you've got fresh, healthy food. And it is about $40 a week to get 6 days worth of breakfasts and dinner or lunches. So it's actually pretty affordable considering what you're getting out of it. Those two are out of the way. The next salad I'm going to make is a shrimp louis. And you can use a couple different kinds of dressing. Traditionally, it's made with a Thousand Island dressing, which is mayonnaise and ketchup and some horseradish and some dill pickles that are cut up, some dill pickle relish. And it's very popular over here. You can also have it with just red cocktail sauce if you like it a little spicy. I am using a Catalina dressing, which is a sweet red dressing, because I like how that tastes with it. And I am adding in there, same as I did with the other, about a 1/4 cup of the Catalina dressing. And in this case, the next thing up for this salad is tomatoes, because they're the next wettest thing. There isn't actually any cheese on this salad, so a shrimp louis or a crab louis. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift sub, Tina. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate that. And for this salad, you could make it with shrimp, or you could make it with crab for a while, because the crab fisheries. Tina, that's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Tina Bug. That is amazing. Thank you so much. This is just incredible. This is just incredible. Thank you so much. So I've got my dressing in the bottom. I put my tomatoes in it. The next thing you'll see put into these salads are things like little baby corns, which I happen to like. And corn goes very nicely with both crab and... Wow. Tina, thank you so much. This is just way too generous. Thank you so much. You're gonna make me cry. Corn goes very nicely with shrimp, And it also goes very nicely with crab, but crab is going to get just horrendously expensive. Not that it's cheap now, but it's going to get even more expensive because they've had to close the fisheries for um, king crab and snow crab, not only for this year, but for next year because the warm weather that they've had the last couple of winters has done really bad things to the crab beds, and they've had the crabs starving. They don't have enough female crabs to make a viable fishery, so they're not fishing for them. They're not. So it's just gone. Yes, the shrimp does have to be cooked. The fish, any kind of seafood that you put in here has to be cooked first. If it's shrimp or if it's crab, it does have to be cooked first. So then I put corn in here. And the next thing, they generally tend to put olives in the salad as well. So I'm going to put a few olives in there because I like them. And then I'm going to put in some avocado because that usually goes in there as well. Hydrate. Alrighty. I have got a Monster Zero Ultra Peachy Keen. Thank you. Ooh, that's nice. And then I'm going to put in some avocado here. Normally, when Andrew and I made these, we'd have cut all of the lettuce ahead of time and got everything out in little bowls. Um, we're a little cramped for that kind of thing at the moment because of having our kitchen packed. And then the last thing you put in here before the lettuce, um, I, I like to put egg in it. So I've got some pre-boiled eggs. Yes, I'm that lazy. I've got a hard-boiled egg and I'm just going to quarter it and then cut it up. Yeah, or you can buy the lettuce in pre-cut bags, especially if you're talking about hearts of romaine, so it's really easy to deal with. I tend to load these so they're about half lettuce and half goodies for the salad because this is supposed to be a meal salad, not just a side salad. So I've got the egg. Now I need to get the shrimp. And these are just salad shrimp. They are peeled. They are already cooked. And they do need to be drier because they are, oh, why does this thing never split right? They do need to be dried because they are going to be the last thing that goes in before the lettuce. So I get out some paper towels and make a nice little bed for them here. You're going to be putting, again, probably 2 to 4 ounces of this shrimp into your salad. And that adds more protein to it, obviously. You can pack it down even further if you want to and make more shrimp in here or, canned crab or whatever. And I always go through it real quick to make sure that there's no legs on it, there's no shells that are left on it. And especially when you're talking salad shrimp, you can be looking at little shells. They won't really bother you, but they're a little gross. And then I just roll them up and I just gently press this because I want to get most of the liquid out. And then this goes in. So here you've got in layers, you have the dressing or cocktail sauce, and then I put in the tomatoes. And then on top of the tomatoes, I put little baby corn. I put olives. I put avocado. There's an egg in here. Now there is shrimp. And it's time to get out some more lettuce. I've got this lettuce here. I cut a little bit more of this, although I will be going in for a different one because this is not going to be enough. And I'll put that lettuce in here. And you do actually want to make sure that you put the lettuce level in at least to the bottom of the neck of the jar, if not all the way up. I tend to do all the way up. I've got another head of lettuce here, which needs to have a lettuce removed. If you have lettuce that has brown spots on it, which is called rust, you want to remove that. It's not fresh. It's starting to get old. I did buy this a couple days ago. And lettuce is perishable too. So I just go ahead and cut a little bit more. And then take that and stuff that in here. A little bit more. These are pretty hearty salads. During the time I was working in downtown Portland, where I had to be driven into work and I couldn't go anywhere to get anything, I would have one of these breakfast oatmeals, and I would bring a salad like this along, usually the taco salad, because it is honestly my favorite. And I'd bring along an apple and a drink, and I had food that lasted throughout the day. I didn't get hungry. And over 4 months, I lost 50 pounds on this because these salads only have about somewhere between 360 and 450 calories each. So if you're trying to lose weight, this is a really good way to do it. Now I've got this full. I screw on the lid, and I've got 2 different salads ready to go anytime you need them. I've got my shrimp salad. The one thing about the shrimp salad, you cannot make a week's worth of these. The longest you can hold the shrimp in the refrigerator is 3 days. So you get the shrimp in, you have 3 days to eat it, or you can get incredibly sick. Shrimp goes off in a flash. And how you can tell if it's off, first of all, it will get slimy, but in addition to that, it starts to smell like ammonia. If you smell ammonia around any kind of fish, even just a tang of it, that means it's starting to decay. That's what it throws off. I live in a seaport, so we get really fresh fish in. We can either get it frozen like the shrimp was, but any of our fresh fish came off the boat that morning. So we don't get a lot of that smell here, but in landlocked areas you do. So we have got 2 salads, and as you see, they took next to nothing to put together. If you had 5 of these or 6 of these set up, and the length of time I've been yapping at you, you could have done your week's worth of yogurt and your week's worth of salads. It took us a little over an hour to do that. And I had, when it was time to get in the morning, I had a bag. We took a Gatorade, threw it in there, an apple, and one of these, and one of these, a fork and a spoon. I was set. And like I said, it's about $40 a week just to do this with all of the fresh vegetables that you get. But it really tastes good, and there's no preservatives. It's healthy for you. What you need, numb the shrimp early. If you're going to make a shrimp salad, make it for the next day or at most the day before. So you can make yourself like 2 days of shrimp salads or seafood salad of some sort. But after that, you want to go either make it again with new shrimp, or you will want to switch to a different kind of salad. Now I am going to add more salad recipes than what I've already got posted. I am going to be adding a recipe for a chef salad, which is turkey or chicken and ham. It's got tomatoes and cheese, and it has egg in it. It has your lettuce and your dressing of whatever you want to have. And then on the very top, if you were going to put something crunchy in here, like for this taco salad, if you wanted to, you could crumble some corn chips to put in there in the top to be crunchy. If you wanted to have something crunchy in the top of the other salad, you could put in croutons, or you could put in sunflower seeds. I like sunflower seeds in a chicken salad that I do, where it's pretty basics. It's lettuce, tomatoes, chicken, cheese, and my dressing, which I like with it, is the Catalina dressing. And then I put sunflower seeds in the top. But you can also put croutons. I am going to be putting out the recipe also for a Asian chicken salad, which has a homemade dressing for it, which is a sesame seed oil dressing. And yeah, pumpkin seeds would work too. And on the top of that one,
interrupt this stream for a very important announcement.
Oh dear, here we go. This is a very important announcement regarding our family. Give me the kitty. Give me the kitty.
I'm not giving it away.
We have a new family member. It's a kitty. It's a kitty. This is Autumn. She's a tiny kitten. She is going, ooh, I smell shrimp. I did post a picture of her. She's my little baby. She is a tiny little kitten. She's 4.5 months old, almost 5 months old now. She weighs she's just under 2 pounds now. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. But she's very cute. And I will post more pictures of her. She's very shy. And you can go back with Daddy now. And what was I saying? Asian chicken salad. And in the top of the Asian chicken salad, giant kitty. The Asian chicken salad has a sesame oil. It's kind of a sweet dressing. Doesn't have much in the way of sugar in it. It just has a little bit. And you could substitute with some agave or some monk fruit sweetener. And it has chicken, and it has slivered almonds in it. It has mandarin orange slices, and then it has the crunchy chow mein noodles on the top to add texture and crunch and taste. And that's a really nice salad too, and I will be sure to post those as well. She does love my dog Smudge. It is really sad. He was afraid of our last kitty because she did not get along with dogs, and she was about the same size he was. This little kitty is about 1/4 of his size, and she loves him so much. She goes and swipes her body along his, and he'll sniff at her a little bit, and he gets this scared look on his face. He is getting used to her, but she wants to cuddle up to him to sleep, and so he lays down on the bed, and then she comes creeping over to him, and next thing you know, she's sitting behind him, and then she inches over a little bit, and inches over a little bit more, and lays down against him, and about that time he goes, ah, and runs away. And she immediately gets up, and she has this, aw, look on her face, and then, being a kitten, she's undeterred, and she just chases after him. And we consider it sweet revenge because when he was a tiny puppy, we had Andrew's seizure dog, Meg, and Smudge loved Meg so much. And every time she turned around, his nose was there, and he wanted to lay on top of her and lay next to her and cuddle up, and it was funny. Anyway, so here's the wrap up. In the length of time I've been talking to you, could have made 6 days worth of breakfast and dinner or lunches, whatever shift it is you have to do. I will put up different recipes for this oatmeal. I will put up different salad recipes, and then you can just go wild with it. I have recipes for Greek salads and things like that I will include so that you can get, if this wasn't your cup of tea, you can make a different kind. But I urge you to give it a try. They're great. You can take them along on picnics or road trips. You can take them with you to go to work. Have them in your refrigerator if you're a busy mom and you don't really have time to stop and make anything nutritious for yourself every single day. Well, make one of these, make some of these at the beginning of the week, and you have them all week. Yep, you can leave the raw onions out, so you can avoid the onions and such. And as I said, you can use a spring mix salad with the field greens and things like that. If you don't like avocados, leave the avocado off. If you need to watch your sodium, take out the olives. It's just, these are highly change-upable, I guess. You can customize them to your heart's desire. Probably a dozen different kinds of salad or more, including some of the things like the quinoa salads with the vegetables and fresh herbs and oil-based dressing that you put in there and mix it up. That would store in here. You can make your burritos in a bowl. You can make those in here too and just take it along. Yeah, prepping this is a lot easier if you're going to be going back to work. So anyway, thank you all for joining me on my streamiversary. I know it's a little short. I know I didn't actually do any cooking because all our kitchen's packed up. But next time we stream, hopefully, will be from the new house. For those of you who don't know the story, we were supposed to be in our new place on the 1st of this month, and they called us a week beforehand and said that their builder has COVID, and they had to replace the bathroom floor because their toilet leaked and rotted out the floor. They replaced the toilet. That's when they discovered it had rotted out the floor, and they needed to replace it. And then their builder got COVID, and they didn't know when they could get a date. And they said all of the carpenters they could contact were like 2 months out for scheduling. So at this point, they're now interviewing permanent carpenters to work for them, and they were hoping to get us a move-in date sometime in the middle of this week, but we still haven't heard, so we're probably looking into November. But I will try to stream once a week. I don't know if I'll be able to do it next week or not. I will give it a shot. I will let you guys know on my Discord. So go ahead and check my Discord for what's going on. And we are going to raid LD. Send what love we have over here to him. And again, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. Thanks to those of you who are new viewers. Tina Bug, thank you so much for those really, really kind gift subs. That was so awesome of you. Your support means so much to me. And it was nice seeing you again, Rampage, and you have a wonderful day too.